Good afternoon, everybody. All right, quickly. So I just want to explain like what I meant. Like today, I think this week is the perfect time to explain what I mean when I say the news is like nonsense. You know, it's always about the pattern. Like I said, the pattern, the pattern, the pattern. You know, that's why I say like number. You remember the number three, and the number five. You know, sometimes it's the number four. You know, and the number two, but mostly the number three especially, and then the number five. Remember these two? They'll tell you the pattern because there's levels to these patterns. Once you get the pattern correct, if you get the levels correct, you get the pattern correct. Once you get the pattern correct, you will always have a far much better chance of understanding where the markets are going. All right, so let's get started. Over here, I've got the economic calendar of the news that was happening. The biggest news that was expected this week was the American numbers and the British numbers, and most importantly, what their decision is whether to start tapering or to increase interest rates. You know, now if you don't understand what those are, like tapering is when the government start reducing how much stuff they are buying, you know, and therefore they're reducing how much money they are putting into the system. You know, this is normally good for the markets because it reduces inflation. You know, and if it reduces inflation, it means the currencies will be more powerful, and then risk currencies, risk commodities like the gold are going to go down. You know, so that's what everybody was anticipating. That okay, on Thursday, first the Americans are going to speak, which is where was it? I'm sorry, on Wednesday it was, yeah. Today's Thursday. Okay, the news has passed for yesterday. We want to go Thursday's one here. Let me see if I can go back quickly, and I'll show you what I mean. Okay, that's taking a while to load. But anyway, just in the meantime, I'll show you this on my trading platform. This was gold. Like I said, I was trading gold this week. This is where the news came in. This was Tuesday. You see, and then the first part of the news came in here. These were the Americans, and as you can see, this was like just 1 or 2 hours after the European session had ended here. So when we see there, the news came in. The Americans announced that they're going to start tapering, you know, which means the dollar was going to go up, and you know, and that's how things fell, you know. But you see how they timed it, how the banks timed it. They timed the pattern with the first leg. This is leg 1, leg 2. Leg 3 down here, it ends, and then it starts going up, you see, and then they begin another leg. Immediately on the 4 they begin another leg. Leg 1 consolidation, leg 2 consolidation, leg 3 it's over. Do you see that, how these guys do it? You know, if you know, once you know how to count the levels and the patterns, you will know what they're gonna do. You know, and you could see where they were going, because like I said, you guys must always draw your trend lines. You can see the trend lines I drew even before the action came in. This trend line I drew it because of these 2 points, these 3 points actually here. And I drew this trend line, and I used this parallel 2.
Euro pound, move higher to be short-lived. Still set to move lower in 3-12M. Danske Bank.
Sorry, that was just my news alert website alerting me of the latest news that just came out now. Anyway, yeah. So if you take your parallel line 2, and you pick like 2 points, like I could see this is a downtrend starting. So you pick just these 2 points. You see that? You stretch that. That's how the parallel 2 works. So you draw your first 2 lines there, and then if you've got a bottom part, you take the bottom part, and then you take it to the most bottom part, which is like there. You know, I'm following like this dot here. If I just drag it down, and you see, it tells you the range of how things can go. You know, so you can see it's been staying inside this range on the downtrend. And then if you start counting the patterns in here, you can also see the match. You've got level 2, level 3, over. You know, then they went up a little bit to railroad you. Then they started again, level 1, because they needed to come down to the bottom part. You see, so it never mattered which news was going to come out this week. They needed to complete their pattern. You know, and this pattern, for this part, it completes also the weekly pattern. Like I said, it's the same thing over and over. You know, so this week it completed the pattern. As you can see, this whole week is this huge M. You know, in the middle of the week, we reach the high of the week, and then a reversal. This happens every day. There's a middle of the day reversal. There's a middle of the week reversal. You know, this is the stuff, like I'll be covering this in a more extended course of how you're going to know the levels, because once you understand this, you will know it's banks. You see, they did the same thing today after dropping yesterday. Today, the news came out that the British, right here, you see the British, this red parts here. This was the British news coming out today. They announced that they're not going to change any rates, so they're not going to increase interest rates. You know, and everybody's like, oh, the markets didn't react fully to that. Of course they didn't react fully, because these guys still needed to complete their pattern. You see, they completed the bottom pattern. They were at the bottom of that downtrend. Now they're gonna go up. You see that? So tomorrow I can already see what they're going to do. They're gonna stay up here for tomorrow. Watch. They're gonna stay somewhere up here, because tomorrow is Friday. And then they're gonna be making it look like they're gonna go higher and higher and higher, but they ain't going higher. The reason why they're gonna do that tomorrow is because they want to trap you to thinking, they want to trap longs for tomorrow. They're gonna trap every longs here tomorrow, to stay there so that they can trap them for the week. And then if this continues for the whole day tomorrow, Monday morning they'll make a force move, like to make it seem like they're really going long, but then they'll pull back. You see, this is what I meant when I said like the news is nonsense. Just follow the pattern, and you will always complete. So even today they did the same thing on the rise. You see level 1, you see that level 1 consolidation there, level 2 consolidation there, level 3 consolidation. We're now in consolidation. If they go up, they might go up only for another 2 levels, but it looks like it's highly unlikely, because it looks like they want to start playing around in a range now, because you can see there's a nice clear downtrend there, but they broke out of the downtrend, which they do sometimes. That's also another way of stop hunt, because they know that there's trend line traders. So they know that there's those traders who set shorts here to go in short here and set their stop losses there. So they punch out of that trend line to go get those stops, and then they pull back. So they might pull back. It will have to see where they pull back to. If they pull back and start consolidating around this little trend line here and not going past it below, it means they're preparing to go up. But for now, to me, it looks like they're going to be in a range for a while. I think it's gonna be uncertain market directions right now. So we're gonna go back into pretty much ranges and stuff like that. That's my opinion. So yeah, guys, hope you like this video. Hope it explained a lot about the markets and the patterns, and why the news doesn't matter, and why we are studying parts and charts more, and why we're building these strategies that tell you all this stuff. So if you're watching this on YouTube, please like. If you're watching on Facebook, please share. Guys, please subscribe, and yeah, so we can keep bringing you more videos, and you can keep getting alerted to every new video we bring you. All right, see you.